I apologize for being late. I got buttonholed by, I guess, Channel 12. As many of you know, there was a shooting in my district, actually, fairly close to me last night, and there were questions about that. My question for you is, I had hoped to pull for brief discussion item G from the consent agenda.
We did.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
You read my mind, thank you. As far as other presentations or other... Oh my gosh. Oh, I had no idea that,
Read the newspaper.
You did not?
no, I didn't know.
Hey,
Wow. That, I just saw the sign from Loretta Sharp. I had no idea that she said it. On Saturday, I was asked to join the American Red Cross. They did something that I had never heard of, but was, I thought, a very good activity. They went into the mobile home park. Turns out, I think this one is actually outside of Lake Worth, 2nd Avenue, almost to Congress. They went through with a team, a lot of volunteers, did some health fair things, but mostly installed smoke alarms in mobile homes throughout the community. They also did it in, I believe it's called the Holiday Park, one near the Tri-Rail, which is definitely in the city. And so I was glad to be supportive of it. It seemed like a very good thing. The only other thing I guess I have is that, as some of you know, bills are moving through Tallahassee in relation to fracking. We did pass put ourselves on record as we were opposed to fracking here in Lake Worth. Broward County Commission, the whole commission voted unanimously to ban fracking. Tallahassee's apparently not listening to that set of information. And one of the pieces that it concerns us is that part of the bill, I believe it's 181 that's going through, specifically, it's another one of these deals where they're preempting home rule. That you can pass whatever you want, too bad you don't get any say in it, state legislature say. So you might want to let your representatives know if you have a strong feeling about that.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you. I'll keep it brief. Speaking of Tallahassee, I was pleased to announce that there are three bills currently being proposed dealing with vacation homes, vacation home rentals, and actually they're favorable to home rule. So we may have an opportunity, if we get a companion bill, the requisite companion bills in the Senate, to go back and take another bite of the apple with respect to vacation home rentals and regulation at the local level. So as more information comes out, I'll keep you abreast of what's happening there. Commissioner Boyd kind of alluded to this, I'll mention it. Some very sad news. Unfortunately, earlier this week, Loretta Sharp passed, and she's passed peacefully in hospice in West Palm Beach. She'd been sick for a couple of years, and she fought valiantly to the end. And I can tell you, she was just as cantankerous up until the very, very end. And she's going to be sorely missed. She's a big part of our community. And what was it, 27 years? 27 years?
Yeah.
I've been here for 27 years.
Yes.
Yes. So the family will be holding a memorial service in Mass, I guess later in February, and we'll keep everybody apprised and abreast of what's going on with that. So I'm going to keep it short and leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. My sympathies to Ms. Sharp's family. Thank you to everyone who attended and participated in Project Homeless Connect this past Friday, the 22nd. I don't have an exact count of participants, but at one point we had over 150 people served. So it was a really lovely event. A lot of our friends in the neighborhood donated, volunteered, participated. So again, thank you to everyone who participated in that event. I wanted to take a moment to speak about an issue that I think is the reason that a lot of you are here this evening, is the reason that many people were out front earlier today. and has also been a subject that I've been dealing with since the last commission meeting. Have received a lot of comments. Residents on both sides of the public spaces ordinance that we passed at the last commission meeting have contacted me. Many of those who contacted me supported my position. It's fair to say that a fair number felt that I was perpetuating a difficult problem and thwarting a viable solution. Some of those from the latter group, those who were willing to talk to me, sat down with me to express their concerns. While this small sampling does not represent everyone in the city, what I took away is that people seem far more concerned with what is happening in their own neighborhoods. Repeated burglaries and attempted burglaries, drug deals and vandalism, than what's happening on city-owned property. To clarify, this ordinance is not designed to defend your homes, your streets, or your neighborhoods from crime.
Excuse me,
And-
Commissioner Meyer, should we
Yes.
be speaking, should we direct your comments toward the actual agenda item as opposed to this?
The agenda item is a resolution to set park hours. My comments are referring to an ordinance
Okay.
which was passed by this commission at the last meeting.
Point taken.
Thank you.
Okay.
Again, this ordinance is not designed to defend your homes, your streets, or your neighborhoods from crime, and has the potential backlash to push an apparent public spaces crime problem into your neighborhoods. This ordinance is designed to make our downtown look more attractive for business owners and for patrons. That's an important reason to create an ordinance. But it's not more important than the character of our city. It's not more important than the message that it sends, that we are willing to take a step back in our progress as a society in order to polish our facade. Not more important than the profound impact that it will make on our fellow residents. In the future, I hope to support ordinances that will strengthen our business community without encroaching on the civil rights of our residents. Thank you.
Commissioner Nelson?
Just a couple updates. We had a booth out at the fair this year on 17 days. I want to thank all the volunteers that showed up and participated in that. Thank you. Street Painting Festival's coming up. They're still looking for volunteers. And I'm very happy to say the Cottage restaurant downtown has been rented, and they've been doing a lot of work there, and they're hoping to be open by Street Painting Festival.
Thank you. I would like to make a couple of announcements. Everyone is invited to attend a community meeting to learn about new infrastructure improvements underway in the city of Lake Worth. There will be 2 dates. February 10th, it will be at the Lake Worth Armory Annex. That's 1121 Lucerne Avenue. And another one will be February 17th at the Lake Worth Osborne Center, both of them at 6 p.m. And the Osborne Center is at 1699 Wingfield Street. Improvements including LED lighting upgrades, our new street lights all throughout the city, the electric and water meter upgrades, the city facility upgrades, and our new solar field. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please go to one of those 2 events. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to the State of the City. If there are any questions or people that want information on that, Pamela and City Manager, will you have that up on the website, or is it up already? Do we have a video recording of that?
We'll verify to see if that video's going to be uploaded.
Okay, thank you. And we did have Project Homeless Connect, which we had here last Friday. Commissioner Meyer, thank you so much. I saw you working so hard, cutting hair the whole time. He was just absolutely incredible. Commissioner Amoroso, you were there, so just thank you so much. Vice Mayor Maxwell serving meals, and just as an update to what Commissioner Meyer was talking about, we have had staff reach out, and we are working on a summit in the very near future. We're just trying to get dates from everybody involved. So the staff has reached out, and we will be bringing a summit to the city to talk about the homeless issue and what we can do as a community to help. So thank you everyone very much about that. All right, public participation of non-agenda items and consent agenda items. This is, we've got some new faces in here. The blue cards are what you need. If it's on the agenda, then you're gonna fill out a card on the agenda item to speak about it. But if you wanna talk about something that's not on the meeting schedule, Then you put a blue card in for public participation of non-agended or consent agenda items. You have 2 minutes to talk, we've got a big crowd, so I'm sure we'll have a lot of cards. So just please feel free, we want to give everyone the opportunity to speak. So 2 minutes, and then the buzzer goes off in 2 minutes. And please don't think I'm being rude, but we say thank you, thank you, thank you, to tell you that your 2 minutes is up, and I just don't want you to think that we're being rude about it. We just want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to speak. So just keep that in mind, that you're being concise so that you can save time for the next person in line. And then also, the rules of the meeting are in the back, on the back of those blue cards too, if you have any questions or want to know about them. And I ask you to keep your comments down while someone else is talking, to be courteous to them. No heckling, no yelling, no screaming at one another. Please be respectful of one another. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm sorry, the cards are in the back. Right by the door, there are blue cards next to the agendas. Did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss anything, but I had a resident call me and ask whether it would be possible to use their 2 minutes as a quick video, a 2-minute video. And I called the city attorney to ask, did we have a policy on that? You know, does it have to be spoken, or could it be spoken and visual? And apparently we don't have a policy, so it's sort of up to you, Mayor, if you'd like to allow that.
I would invite them to come back and actually get on the agenda as a presentation, because we don't have this, in this space, we
The issue
don't have.
might be, it's relevant to the current topic, so that wouldn't necessarily solve that issue. I guess it depends, you know, how do we feel as a commission? Are we okay with seeing something as opposed to just hearing it?
This is a chance for the people to talk right now, we don't have to do a presentation, but I'd welcome, like I said, come back next meeting, and I'll do a presentation, we'll put you on as a presentation in the next available meeting, okay? Thank you, though. All right, Monica Narseth, followed by Richard Wercio. Welcome.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
I own and reside at 713 Wright Drive with my husband. I'm asking you please, the speed bumps and controlled traffic area seriously be considered for the south side of Wright Drive as was installed on the roadway on the north side of 6th Avenue on Wright Drive. We have serious speeding problems with cars, illegal four-wheelers, motorcycles, scooters, monster trucks that all think this strip of roadway is their speedway. They rarely stop at the stop sign at Major and Wright Drive. We have had three neighborhood animals killed like in the last 3 months. A black Mustang loves to play chicken with the kids that play in the middle of the road. There are numerous families with children on that road. When 95 gets shut down, the cars are diverted onto Wright Drive. And it's back to back to back. And the only thing they think about is getting home or getting where they gotta go. And we need speed bumps there. You have speed bumps on Snowden and potholes all on Snowden. So everybody comes down Wright Drive and they speed like maniacs. And there was just another cat that was killed there the day before yesterday. And, you know, we really, really need some kind of control. If you could do like, you know, speed test or anything that you can do that would help us have a controlled speed area. It's really getting out of hand. It's terrible. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Richard Wercio, followed by Katie McGivern.
Richard Garcia, 720 South Conway. Last meeting, when y'all passed me, you had a set hours split tonight. You had halftime after you had that one was there break. First speaker that night was a gentleman from the ACLU, an attorney, who said to us, to you, that should it pass, he was going to sue. At halftime, Commissioner McVoy went to the back of the room and told the man, time to start the lawsuit. It was witnessed not only by myself, but by others that were sitting in the back of the room at the time. I find it
Quiet in the chambers, please.
I find it inappropriate and out of line. That a sitting commission would say to someone who just said they were going to sue us to start the lawsuit. Thank you.
Katie McGivern, followed by Jay Hayward.
Hi, Katie McGivern, 2121 Collier Avenue. Thank you to my neighbor for Bright Drive, taking her time to come to a meeting and speak about a problem that's getting all too prevalent in the Rollo neighborhood. What I want to read is a kind of a blast from the past. I truly believe the most important thing for our commissioners are to be responsible for the public. Government should be transparent. It should be not secret meetings. This is an audio recording of the February 10th meeting from the ITN Commission. William Waters says, "I would recommend we do not have any kind of public meeting until after the election." This is William Waters, a city employee. "If we have a public meeting and it gets out, you can say goodbye to Zerdy." Commissioner Andy Amoroso, the commissioner's liaison to the ITN committee, quickly agreed, saying, "Absolutely, you cannot do this before. Talk to your boss," said Juan Ruiz, a city employee. Commissioner Amoroso says, "I already did." "I already told him," said Amoroso, speaking of city manager Michael Bornstein. "I already told him, you want a green architect or you want a hairdresser. William might want the hairdresser, but no, I don't," said Waters. Know what I'm getting? This was a secret process. I don't want a commissioner that thinks that this is okay to do to people. And I don't want city employees to forget where their paychecks come from. We citizens are the #1 priority. No more secret meetings.
Good evening. My name is Jay Hayward. Live at 713 Wright Drive. And I'm here about the speed bump. It's really, really neat on there. There's a lot of kids in that street. And there's even elderly people that's, elderly walkers that are, wheelchairs that they get pushed down that road, to get out of the house. And people just fly by, And it's like, I'm outside sometimes and I'll throw my hands up and they'll just, like this, They don't care. Really, really don't care. They really need something about that street. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. Monica Bellotti, followed by Nancy Bradford. Did you want me to read it, or did you want to? Okay.
Hi, Monica Bellotti, 915 North Palm Lane. Sometimes I see city employees with their logo spraying with pump bottles all around the city. I guess it's some sort of herbicide or weed killer. I had stopped an employee and asked him what was in there, and he said it wasn't Roundup. I was just curious, being so close to the intercoastal, what they're using as an herbicide, since they're taking all that time and money to put up those nice mangroves and new vegetation in the intercoastal. Be ashamed to just have the herbicide washing off into it. So I was just curious what the city was using as an herbicide.
Thank you very much. City manager will be back in touch with you. Thank you. Nancy Bradford, followed by Tila Brackmore. I hope I got that right. Okay.
Last night, there was a murder committed on...
I'm sorry, your name for your address, please?
Laura, say your name first.
I'm Nancy Bradford, 1701 12th Court North. Last night there was a murder committed on my doorstep. One of my neighbors was murdered. I saw part of it out the window. It was traumatizing to me, and I think I'm still traumatized. Can there be some more support for our police to help them, to better train them?
Thank you. Sorry. Hello?
Tila Blackmore, formerly Bradford. I grew up in Lake Worth, with Lakewood High School, Lakewood Middle School, Highland Elementary. We love Lake Worth. My parents have been here for 38 years. I'm visiting them from London. Last night, a 21-year-old man, a very nice neighbor whom my father knew, was shot dead on our doorstep. The bullets hit our garage. 3 bullets went through our garage. 2 of them went into my father's motorcycle. We were washing our clothes in the garage. I wouldn't be here to tell you about this. We went down and we saw Daniel's parents. I've never seen more broken people in my life. We're here for them, to ask you, please, commissioners, what can you do for our community? 8 years ago, my father was mugged at gunpoint on our same doorsteps, and we thought, should we move? The man who mugged my father pulled the trigger. The only reason my father is sitting right there is because he hit the man's hand and jammed the gun. My father got the gun and gave it to the police. My father found the person who did the mugging. He gave that information to the police. Right before we came here, we were still finding bullet shells in our front yard. Please support the police. Please give them better training. We found 10 shells. I found 2. I found 1 after the metal detectors left. How many bullet shells did the police find in our yard? What support is there for the residents on our street? I've looked into the eyes of Daniel as he laid crumpled on our doorstep, on our front steps where I grew up as a little girl. I'm scared to come back to visit my parents. I was on the floor with them in their bedroom, huddled together, not sure if we were going to get shot. Please, Commissioner McVoy, you live down the street from us. My parents know you.
I heard the shot.
Please help us. I know. Mayor Triolo, please, I'm here for the community. Please step up and show us how Lake Worth is great. And I was pulling the trees. The bullets were in our trees that I was removing this morning. Please help.
Thank you so much. Peggy Fisher.
Fisher, by the way, North 8th Street. I'm coming up because last meeting there was some misinformation provided, and again tonight there was also sort of a veiled threat. The misinformation was about the ordinance that was passed, when we were told that if it was passed, we could be arrested when we walked out of this building. Of course, that's not true because the ordinance provides for city meetings and being on city property at that time. The veiled threat that seems to keep coming up is if you deal with this issue and do what you are talking about doing, it's going to come into the neighborhoods. It's going to get pushed out to your home. You should be afraid because it's going to come to your homes. With as homeowners, we have a lot of rights. I have my property posted. I have rights on my property. There are rights in terms of what can be on the sidewalk. Do not threaten the homeowners of this city that if we try to clean up crime in one area, it's going to push that crime out into our neighborhoods. Shame on anyone who thinks by saying to homeowners, oh, well, we can't do this because it's going to come into your neighborhood then. I'm sorry, no. And as further information, not only did Commissioner McVoy stop to talk to the press out front, he was talking to the press well before this meeting ever started, and he talked on more than one topic. The other topic being about the ordinance itself. And so in the spirit of full disclosure, when you talk about what you talk with the news media about, I think you should fully inform the public you represent.
Do you have any other comments, cards? Okay. Approval of the minutes.